Hey, here is my fertile field of insecurity for my dark video tonight, this being January the 28th. And I think this is my insecurity over being a reader and maybe not being the greatest reader. And the various things. A part of it comes from watching, actually, Rick McDonald video, where he's kind of talking about the books that he read in January, um, and some of the really kind of touching, insightful things he has to say, the ways he kind of brings it to his own life and stuff like that. Um, stuff that makes you go, wow, that sounds like an amazing book, and wow, that's really interesting. And a part of me doing that, and another part of me going, wow, I suck. I'm reading Run Me to Earth by Paul Yoon at the moment, which seems to be a fairly universally loved book, which seems to be leaving me fairly cold at the moment. I finished it, and I'm going to let it kind of settle and sink in a little bit. But it might just not be the book for me. It might be just, so well crafted it just passes right through me without touching me. So finely honed, that spear point that just zips right through you and out the other side. Yeah, I guess just putting that in contrast with Rick, who's actually really does have a talent for talking about literature in a way that really kind of makes it resonate, helps you read better. It's one of those things that probably I would aspire to in myself, is to try and say, wow, look at this work, and open it up to people. And that just might not be my particular talent. I don't know what my particular talent is. I'm not, I just might not be that much of a communicator. And I also might not just be in touch enough with my own stuff, and I might not have the intellectual apparatus. However, it's kind of pretty shitty if you just use great, wonderful stuff in this world to beat yourself down into not doing anything. So, I can also just sort of try and use that, like, oh, I wish I could do that, to kind of motivate myself to try and do that, try and get better, versus, my usual thing of, you suck, which is, unfortunately, is a reflex in me. There's definitely a you suck guy inside me who wants to pipe up every once in a while and whack me over the head. Yeah, yeah. Which is a shame. I mean, I was talking about being a private reader, but which has its rewards, and it has its place, and it has its comfort and safety, and something that's helped me live through some very dark periods of my life. You know, when I just want to curl up in a ball, at least I could read a book and kind of have somebody's imagination for company. Yeah. But there is something nice about, BookTube and stuff like that, of having the company of other readers as well as the books, and that communal thing of sharing stories with each other, and not necessarily our own stories, but stories, just sharing it with each other and saying, look at this. Isn't this wonderful? And um, that generosity that other people practice, that I would like to practice too. You know, I mean, I go on sometimes about being selfish, that I do this because I'm trying to get into the books, but I can only hope that maybe deep down inside, deep, for a small percentage, I'm also trying to be generous and share. Um, and, giving gifts is not a bad thing. It's not a selfish thing. And it's kind of ridiculous to go, you suck when you're trying to give back. So yeah, those are my thoughts for tonight. I suck, but let's try and be generous. Generous to the world and generous to myself. And generous to my doodle who wants to go upstairs. All right, more videos later.